With a seemingly endless modifying list of things that you could do to vehicles, you got somewhere that you have to filter the power. And one of those places is going to be the transmission. I've got Nate from Tremec here, who's going to talk about one of those options that you guys have right now available for the 2005 up Mustangs.
Yeah, that's right. That's our new Magnum 6-speed transmission for the 2005 and up Mustangs. It's pretty significant because as most Mustang enthusiasts know, there's no shortage of options for like power adders and stuff like that, but the manual transmission community has kind of been left out. They have the semi-remote shifter, as it's known, that hangs off the back of the transmission. Our new transmission will give those customers a rigid direct shift. It's a much better shift feel for performance driving scenarios. Several different ratio options. It's good for 700 foot-pounds of torque. It's based on the same technology we use in the Boss 302R transmissions, Grand Am Cup stuff.
So what are some of the upgrades that you guys do to these transmissions in order to make them available and work and stronger and everything, material-wise?
Well, like the rest of the Magnum series, I mean, these benefit from, like, over the previous T56 lineup we had a few years ago. They got wider face widths on the gears, triple cone synchronizers, first through fourth gear. It's a double cone synchronizer for fifth, sixth, and reverse. Pretty exotic combination of sintered bronze and carbon materials for the synchronizer. They use a 26-spline input, so it's a stronger input shaft than the factory input shafts. The other thing that's really cool about this particular transmission is the factory Mustangs use a fixed flange on the back. They have a two-piece drive shaft. Ours is going to have that user put in a one-piece drive shaft with a slip yoke, which is, yeah, it's not what, absolutely, and it's stronger. And it also will save them probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about 25 pounds of rotating mass.
So what are you guys doing to make sure that these are, simple and easy for those do-it-yourselfers or people that, want a nice option for their transmission? Well,
the rest of our transmissions, you go to one of our distributors, such as Ford Racing, and buy other peripherals to make them fit into your car. In the case of the new Magnum for the S197 applications, what we're doing is we're actually including a cross member and an SFI-approved steel bell housing right with it. So it's a direct swap. Stands for the end user will have to get his or her own drive shaft and clutch setup, whatever they prefer there.
Awesome. And you guys are also using, the technology here is similar to what's been going on with the Camaros, right? Or the actual setup of the transmissions. So what are you guys doing as far as getting into that?
Yeah, well, as you know, Tremec is in most of the hot domestic applications nowadays from an OE standpoint. So the Camaro, the 5th gen Camaro being one of them. And one of the things that's also significant about this product is that, like the Mustang, the Camaro and even the Challenger use that same similar semi-remote shifter type, it's a shifter setup. And so what you can expect to see probably in the near future are also going to be some applications to address those as well and give them the direct shift and all the benefits that this transmission has to offer. Of course, now we're standing in Ford Racing's booth. So first and foremost, we're addressing the Mustang market because it's the biggest.
It's out there, but the Camaro guys are coming up too, and so it's good that there might be an option out there for those guys. And if they want to keep up to date on when you guys are coming out with new products and always updating and coming up with other things, where can they go?
At www.tremec.com.
All right, thanks again, Nate, and again, Tremec.com.